So Snerdcast coming at you with another Snerd Bites. Like always, got a special guest.
Yep, very special.
Very special. I don't know how special he's in every episode, pretty much, but still special guest. Cultcanon. Thank you so much for being here, man.
At this point, I'm just the loyal co-host, and I accept that role.
So yeah, coming at you with some more Snerd Bites, and this one we got Dexter, episode 2.
Hey, just watched it too, both of us.
Yeah. So yeah, not much really happened in this episode.
Yeah, and it doesn't end on like a super like cliffhanger this time.
Not really. Just clear up a few things.
Yeah.
At the very end of the last episode, I thought the girl that Dexter's dating,
Yeah.
the cop chick, I thought that was her sister, but it turns out that's her daughter who's adopted.
Yeah. Yeah. Which we find out. And then another thing that happens right in the beginning, Harrison finds that you get more relationship building, but something that Ben predicted that I want to bring up in our last review. Hannah's dead.
Yeah.
She died. And no, she didn't poison herself. She
I wish she did, bro.
That was so funny. Like I said, the Earl Grey arsenic.
She picked the wrong one.
Yeah, she's like, whoops, that was for Harrison. But no, she had cancer. She had like pancreatic cancer. Yeah.
And for people who don't know, and I'm have to double check, but I'm pretty positive that's the worst cancer to get. That literally, like, it's hard to find in early stages, and once you diagnose, it's usually stage 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure it's stage 3, and that's like pretty much 5%, 2% chance of living.
But no, yeah, Hannah's dead. Cancer. Ben predicted that. That was one of the things
I didn't predict cancer, but yeah, I
you predicted she was dead. And then I just wanted to bring that up because that was one thing that I was like, oh yeah, we called that. Like for sure, you called that.
Well, since we're talking about the beginning scenes, I really like that, like that weird awkwardness between him and Harrison at the beginning of Dexter just trying to like be there for, like, just talk to him as a person, and Harrison's that little angry kid, like, well, you weren't there for my life.
You weren't there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And there was 2 other things really cool. One, Harrison's good with animals.
Yeah, that was weird. Pretty funny. Yeah, like
and then 2, when they went on the search for the guy that Dexter killed in the first episode, we find out that Harrison's actually has some skill, and not only
locked it, or not locked it.
He got into that building, and it was like nobody could figure it out, and he's in a room full of jocks and like popular kids, and he was the one to get in. And then the other thing, when he helped Dexter on that search, and he found the deer.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and the cop lady, Dexter's girlfriend, was like, "Oh, your son's got some skill," or whatever, and I was like, "I like that."
Let's add a little bit more context to that. So the cops show up. Dexter goes outside to get rid of the evidence from the killer that he did with that rich guy.
Yeah.
And as he's like trying to cover it up, the fucking police show up, and that's when they start doing the manhunt for the dude because he's disappeared and nobody's seen him for like 24 hours or whatever. And
the cop lady finds out that Dexter has a kid.
That was a big shock for her because I mean, she doesn't know anything about Dexter, but at the same time they're fucking.
Yeah.
So.
And then, by the way, it was dope when Harrison covered for Dexter. He was like, "My dad, Jim."
Yeah, Jim. What's up, Jim? Also, they did establish, because I said we talked a little bit. They did establish how long they've been dating. It's only been like half a year, like almost a year, because he said he's only been there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And Harrison even says, so Dexter first goes at the end of the original Dexter series. He goes to, at the very end, like the season finale, he goes to Oregon.
Yeah.
But then he moves from Oregon and goes to like upstate New York or whatever the fuck they are. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's Canada or New York or.
But regardless,
definitely top East Coast.
There's a time window explained there where Dexter tells Harrison, "I was really lost. Like I was trying to find myself," and I felt it because this is the other thing that happens. Harrison finds the letter that Dexter left for Hannah, and in that letter he was like, "If Harrison ever shows any dark urges, call me, like contact me." And that's what ended up leading Harrison to. I think what they're doing is they're making it to where Harrison's under the understanding, a misunderstanding that Dexter thinks he's a bad guy for normal reasons. Yeah, like, oh, I wasn't there for my son, or I got my wife killed, or my wife died.
So that letter you're saying, the letter was like he sent to Hannah, And I might have missed it, but did they say when he sent it? Because it was obviously after. My bad. It was after Hannah told Harrison that his dad was dead.
I can't remember if he sent it immediately or left it with her.
Yeah,
I think he left it with her.
Yeah,
because at the end of 8, I think there's something. Wasn't there something about a letter or something? I can't remember. It's
been a while too for me for the last episode, but I think there was the letter. But even Dexter was like, "What letter? What letter?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, what letter?"
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's like Dexter at that moment broke the fourth wall, and he's like, "These goddamn add-ins, right? These damn, what do they call that? The when they completely revamped the story, they not wrote it, but I can't remember the word.
Canon,
when they make something canon, when they I forget what that word is.
Why can't I remember too? It's like all about anime. That's like the one thing I hate.
I can't remember. Retcon, retcon something. Yeah.
So yeah, they Dexter and Harrison really did have like a dynamic pairing in this episode. They really was like trying to figure each other out in a sense. Like Dexter trying to be a dad, and then Harrison trying to even figure out who the fuck his dad is, because obviously he knows he's living.
And he's still life. And he's still obviously a teenager, so he's trying to figure out who the fuck he is still.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And one of the things that really kind of like put up red flags for me is when, like you said earlier, they broke into they're doing this manhunt for the rich guy, and he gets paired up with a bunch of the teenagers.
Yeah,
because the whole town's looking for the rich guy because everybody thinks he's gone. And they go into the little abandoned cabins, and he starts telling them about his past life.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, his love interest in the girl,
and he had a drug problem, he said too.
Well, we'll have to see if that's true, but maybe.
No. He said that. He said that. Yeah,
I know he said that, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, he could be lying.
I think he was just saying that, but I could be wrong. In my opinion, I think he was lying about that.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he? Yeah.
But yeah, I think his love interest is going to end up fucking with him, because he's going to end up telling that chick, the adopted daughter of the cop lady. Oh, we gotta learn these names.
No, but it makes more sense if we describe it like this rather than with direct names, because people who aren't hardcore fans might not be able to follow either.
It's only the second episode, so
exactly.
So yeah, the daughter of the cop lady, she asked him questions, and he starts saying, like, and the first red flag for me was like, oh, my stepmom and my mom, and they're like, well, your stepmom died of cancer. Who's your real mom? And that's the thing. I was like, oh shit, if he tells them that Rhea, there's going to be little things, and I feel like something's going to happen where it's like,
I think you're right.
She's going to say something, and then Harrison's going to say something to the girl, and then you know what I mean?
The information's going to
for the connect. Cop chick, and then that's going to be like, oh shit, Dexter's fucking
or Jim,
dude.
Or Jim is not who he's saying. I need to find out who he is. And like, I think
is already step one with the sun showing up. So
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I have the same exact thought. They definitely in this season, after being such hardcore fans like we are with the previous seasons, I think that I can already feel a setup happening here, especially because the guy playing that kid's dad is like a super famous guy, like a super famous actor. And that's usually
the rich guy's dad.
Yeah. So the rich guy's dad, the rich kid that Dexter killed, the rich guy, his father is, he's very famous. I can't remember his fucking name.
No, I know he's been like when we were younger.
He's super famous. Yeah, he's super famous. He's gonna be the main dude of the series, and this always happens every Dexter season. But I agree.
It's always the main villain he's trying to tackle or whatever.
I think that there is a connection building it behind the scenes, but because of too much information from Harrison and Dexter on accident. And
exactly.
It's fascinating. I like it. I don't like. I'm all for watching this train wreck. Like, you know what I mean? Because like because we've already seen hella cool moments from this in one episode. Now episode 2, slower. We don't get any murder scenes, but like we definitely get the building of a new serial killer when that girl gets locked in her apartment or in the motel, and that's obviously a new serial killer that Dexter's gonna have to kill.
So I have a question. Did they even show how she even got in that hotel or whatever it is?
I don't remember, but if I want to say that in the first episode, when that girl bought a cheeseburger, right? I think that the cop gave her money for the cheeseburger and fries and was like, either go to the shelter or go over here. And because this person owes me a favor, they'll give you a room or something. I think that's how it happened.
What if it's a plot twist where
or maybe they did, or maybe they didn't tell us, and maybe that's the point, is that whoever gave her the room is the person.
So I think you're 100% right, because if we found out whoever gave her the room was going to be the one who probably
the killer.
Obviously,
the killer. And Dexter's obviously gonna come face to face with this guy or find out about him in the next episode, because that girl probably ends up either dying or becoming missing, and then the town ends up being like, hold on, wait, there's a lot of missing people happening at once here.
Yeah. I have one thing though. I really believe that the beginning scene in the bar, or the scene in the bar in the first episode, is going to be very important, because literally everybody, I think, that is going to be involved in later episodes
is in that bar. So, I think good catch. I think you're so right about that, dude. That I didn't think about that, because all the rich kids' friends were there. The drifter girl, who is now the victim in the second episode, was there. The Dexter, cop lady, the only other person, the only two people that were lady. Yeah, the only two people that were not there was Harrison and the adopted daughter.
Yeah.
So, another thing is, I'm very curious what they do with that drifter girl from the bar with the victim, with her in the motel. That was very creepy. She came out of the shower and all of a sudden champagne and chocolate strawberries just waiting. And she was like, okay. And just those weren't there before. But after I got out of the shower, my first sign would be like, I'm not eating these.
I know, right?
I don't even like eating food when neighbors bring over food.
Somebody came into my room when I was in the bathroom. You know what I mean? That's the first thing
exactly.
I would have thought.
I was in the shower. I am busting out the black light. There's gonna be cum everywhere. Like, I don't get it.
Strawberries. No,
I thought the same thing. I was like, she's just gonna drink this? Like, I get you. She's a drifter. I get it, but
she's young.
The young part, I think, is the most what they're trying to
gullible.
I think this season they're really trying to get a younger audience, because there's a lot of like the teenage driven rebellion in this season. There's another thing about this season that I want to point out, and I didn't predict this on Ben's channel. I predicted this on mine. I didn't do a review of Dexter, but I had talked about on my channel how I believe at the end of 2021 and all of 2022, we're going to start seeing more indigenous, Native American, Native actors, and that community being involved in movies more. I remember reading an interview about a casting agent being like, the one big thing Hollywood is missing right now is more Native stars. And I remember Native Americans, not just Americans though, because there's Canada natives, there's Europe natives, there are natives, Mexico natives. There are actual natives all across. It's just
the world, not just
America.
Just America, yeah. Well,
that's why I said indigenous.
America's like North America, South America, Central America.
That's why I said indigenous first. Yeah. So all the indigenous actors. Yeah, exactly. So I predicted it on my channel. I was like, watch, in shows that we all love, if they have comebacks or new shows, there will be a Native presence building, and you'll start to see these people like Snotty Nose Rez Kids, Dreezus, Superman, those people that are famous in the Native communities. You're going to see them all of a sudden have a huge presence because of Hollywood's sudden awareness that, we are kind of like never casting real authentic natives who actually love doing this.
Yeah.
Dexter, that's very much so a thing. Dexter, they're the tribe. The guy's like, why is it that when one of our girls go missing, it's labeled a runaway, but when one of your rich town folk that are white go missing, it's concern number one of the public.
Well, before we talk more about the Native Americans in the show, do you have any like last thoughts of the chick and who might be harboring her? Because I have one thought. I literally think it's the dad. Either the dad or the lady that runs the shelter.
The shelter lady was going to be my guess, but I think it's a guy, because that's some guy like shit to do.
Well, they were showing blue eyes.
Yeah, well, there were cameras in the room too.
Yeah, and, but remember they showed the dude watch or
blue,
or whatever. It showed,
blue
shows
eyes.
her like little eye, and it was kind of gray.
So it may be the dad. My guess is going to be the shelter lady, but that I don't know how much sense that
And
makes.
they also had a weird interaction. The cop chick had the weird interaction with that
Rich
one
dude.
dude, the rich dude's
Yeah.
fucking butler, or like I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck he was.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever he was is
And
fucking.
then when he was like, that was your daughter at the protest, right? And she was like, what?
That's
Yeah.
sus, bro. That's
Yeah,
straight
no,
sus.
no, no. You know that bitch was like, you know I have a gun, right? Like,
Right.
you better watch how you fucking talk to my dude for real. So I guess my last thoughts on this one, just based on who
Well,
that is,
yeah.
on who the victims, who the new criminal is holding that drifter girl. I whoever it is, Dexter, that's gonna be the lead up kill to the final rich, and the rich guy's gonna be the kill. I promise you. At the end of this season,
He's gonna have
that
something to do with it.
he's gonna have something to. That's how the show always is.
The
So
biggest twist, and I'm sure if they did do this, it'd make more sense later on, was he has nothing to do with it.
yeah, and that would really throw a curveball if he just was a psycho or whatever, or if he was just
some rich guy with the
yeah,
fucking
some rich
shitty
guy,
son.
yeah, and there happened to be like a secret like character in here that we haven't been introduced to yet. It's only 2 episodes, so me and you may be completely wrong, and somebody new may come into the picture who is the killer the whole time.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, with the indigenous people, so they did have a big presence in this, and that deer that the guy shot in the first episode, that
bro,
Dexter
you were
chasing,
right about that too. By the way, you called that. I don't remember if it was off camera or over text, but you were like, "What if that deer ends up being like kind of important in what lead?"
I mean, it was.
It was because it ended up being a rare deer.
Yeah, and it was on
native land.
Native land. Yeah. So
it's considered
illegal.
Like
it's illegal to. It was legal to kill that kind of rare deer, and also illegal to hunt on their territory.
On their territory. Yeah, I was like, I'm so glad for this part of this show, because in beginning we were like, oh, the cop lady is kind of like the Native American death, right?
Which, by the way, I was making a joke. That wasn't supposed. I didn't know she was really Native American.
No, she really was. And yeah. but it's funny. It's funny because it's yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about. I think her name was Iris, the one that went missing, the Native American lady. That they were talking about?
When the adopted daughter's like, I'm the Iris.
Yeah. So when we first get introduced to this community, which I'm sure they're gonna play a big part in later episodes.
It seems like it, yeah.
They show an old man and a younger dude and a few others, and they give a little backstory of, you know what I mean, like, this is illegal, of all the stuff. That's how we found out it's illegal to hunt on the grounds and kill that kind of, you know what I mean, that kind of animal. They also started explaining about Iris, and Iris is the one that went missing, and so she's the one that they kind of talk about. And I have a little theory, though. I think the guy who kidnapped this new girl is the same person who kidnapped Iris. I mean, that might be fucking writing on the walls already, you know what I mean? But
but I would love that. I wouldn't hate it. Even if it was predictable, I wouldn't hate it.
Because remember in the first episode, they say like, oh, the rich dude comes in every like few years or whatever, like every few
summers. Because remember, Dexter's walking down the street and they're like, it's rich boy season or whatever.
And Dexter said he's been living there for at least 2 years, so it's been at least 2 years since at least Dexter's been there that they showed up.
And so whatever happened with Iris happened before Dexter probably got there.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of those little things. I really like that. I want to call him that, like a native hunter. The guy the guys who like who tells the cop lady, he's like, you're such a hypocrite, because here you are helping with them, but when we needed help, you were nowhere to be found, and so you are native.
I want to add one point. She's obviously used to probably be part of that tribe or part of that community, and then she became a cop and right. It's funny because I played this one game. I forget what it's called, but it actually has like I think it's like literally one of the first transgender mainstream games to be on Xbox, like an Xbox exclusive. And one of the main characters is transgender, and that has obviously like nothing to do with it, but it's just a fun fact.
Yeah.
But the cop in there, he's like in Alaska and he's a Native American, and he kind of gets like flack from his people for you know what I mean? Because like in a sense, it's like the white man, the white devil. You know what I mean? It's just like
exactly
that shit. You know that
it's real.
It's in history.
It's real.
It's written in history.
No, it's real.
Them,
like
so.
I literally, but it's cool to see that in Dexter and them go, we are socially aware. When we made this, we actually considered what's going on nowadays. And we didn't overdo it and put in like everything underneath the Christmas tree, from transgender
exactly.
to LGBTQ to civil rights. We just told you, like, in this area, this is something that is predominantly a factor.
Yeah.
Boom.
And
the indigenous community, native community.
And I'm sure, like, I'm sure they're going to be a huge factor in what's going on and everything. I mean, like I said, not much really else happened in this episode.
Not at all.
I think there was more establishing characters and backgrounds, and you know what I mean, like,
and we'll get
story.
I want to see that in this season. I want to get more Dexter Harrison character building. I want some awesome kills.
One thing I honestly forgot though, it was that fucking Harrison was living in Argentina for like
where Harrison and Hannah decided.
Yeah, so I'm really interested on like his like backstory, because like you said, I don't believe he was doing drugs or anything.
Yeah, that was weird.
If he is, then I mean,
we're missing a big chunk. If that's true, then there's a big chunk of his life that we're like, what were you up to?
It's funny. It's like we're missing a big chunk of Harrison, but from Harrison's point of view, he's missing a huge chunk of his dad.
Yeah. So it's like it pales in comparisons. Other than that, like, Dexter has some freak out moments where Deborah is like screaming at him. And
let's talk about the Deborah moments.
Yeah, those were, look, I hate that character. I've always hated her. I've always, from season 1 till now, I hate that character. It's not Jennifer Carpenter's fault, the actress. It's the writers. This character was written to be like his self-conscious,
100%,
or to be his consciousness.
Well, I'm talking about the character in general. Like, her character,
the real
in general,
character,
is like 100% always like
yes,
balls to the wall.
That's why Dexter chose her as one of his consciousnesses, you know, and it makes sense, and I don't mind it. But like her, like screaming at him in the truck, I was like
that part. I had
to like get up and smoke.
It kind of reminded me of Dexter yelling at himself.
And no, so but that scene, that's exactly what that scene shows. It's him yelling at himself.
I really want to see the perspective of that chick that was smoking the joint or cigarette or whatever, and she put up the peace sign. He's like, peace, and he like monologued and shit.
No, I remember they explained this in a lot of the first seasons and the beginning seasons. When he has those freakouts, it's usually in his head.
Yeah.
It's usually him freaking out in his head. Hence why when she was staring at him, he was just staring at the steering wheel like blank.
That makes sense. He's like, is that guy okay?
Yeah, he was like, he got in that car like 3 minutes ago. What is he doing?
Just been sitting there just like
staring. Like, dude.
It's like that movie Click, where he fast forwards and then his body's just like just sitting there for how long, just bobbing back and forth. What I really like though with Deborah though is in this episode is when she was banging on the window with the bullet. So and then she was like, "You're gonna fuck him up. You're gonna fuck him up a million ways, like different, like fuck him up a million ways over and everything." And and then when she stuck the bullet in his mouth, he's just like, dude, I love that.
I like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
I don't like Deborah. Like I said, it's hard. It's more a personal thing. So it's not actually against her. It's just that I hate that character. Like, I've hated her since she was alive. She's the one character I did not want to see in this, but it makes the most sense.
What I'm really hoping though is they have like a family reunion with maybe Harrison sitting across from him, and then he sees like Rita
and Hannah.
I don't know if they'd bring Hannah back.
Well, no, but I don't think they will. But I see what you're saying. It would also be dope if it was just Dexter.
I don't
even
know if they'd bring Rita back, honestly.
Yeah, Julia Benz. But like I said, it'd be dope. Like you were saying, it'd be, since last review, it would be sick if they were all sitting at the table, but instead of them being able to see each other, it would be like Harrison imagining Rita and Hannah, and Dexter's imagining Deborah and Harry.
Oh shit!
That would be hella cool. Like I think that'd be a beautiful shot.
So, you know?
There's a moment when Dexter comes outside while Harrison's sleeping, and he is reminded, I have to clean up the blood. Yeah, in the very beginning, I had to clean up the blood in the snow, right? There's a moment when the scene flips to another character. I think it's the girl in the hotel.
Yeah.
But we all of a sudden have a bunch of flashes of scenes. like blood in the snow, and then a deer, and then there's like 4 other things. That may have been a moment of us getting a glimpse into what's to come. True. Because he fucked up with that. There's like an example when they were like, when the rich dad was like, we will find my son, no stone will go unturned, and Dexter's like, well, some stones will go unturned, and below them is the body and the gun. I thought that was so stupid. I was like,
I was hoping it would have been in the water.
The fucking water. Yeah. That's what I thought happened. We were wrong about that. Yeah. But I don't know what the fuck he was thinking with that. But I mean, he's a new monster now, so he's bound to make new mistakes.
Yeah, and we'll see how it goes, because from what I remember in the trailer, the cops do stay there for a little bit longer, and then him and Jim, Dexter, and the rich dad end up having a more intimate conversation. I think the rich dad starts to suspect.
Oh,
I could be wrong though. It's from the preview.
I can't wait for that. When do they air? Every Sunday?
Every Sunday.
I can't wait. Oh, now I know. I can't wait. This is one of the few shows where I'll
10
wait.
or 12 episodes, something like that.
I don't give a. I'm there for all 50 of them.
Dude,
I'm there.
Here,
I'm about it.
Yeah, so a lot more of these to come. If you guys like this, make sure to check it out. Anything that we missed or that you wanted to talk that we want us to talk about, make sure
comment
in the comment. Check out the description. Cultcanon. This fool got a lot of shit. Always.
Hey, for anybody who watched this whole thing, look out. I'll be doing a Instagram blacklisted me video soon too, and I'll be talking about the why and what happened.
Also, just dropped last week. You just dropped a new song called "Lights Off," right?
Yep, "Lights Off." That's actually fun fact. Nobody will fucking care if I say this here, but that's a single off the album coming after the next one.
Well, you never know. Somebody might check this out and then check your channel out, and then they get a new fan right there, bro.
Facts. So, facts on facts on facts.
By the way, I know this is still a tiny channel. Whoever subscribed to this and you made it this far, new subscriber, you fucking rock. You fucking awesome. Thank you so much. Don't be afraid to click that subscribe button. We got tons more content, and you know what? If you ever see us in your recommendation, if you see us in your recommendation, don't be afraid
to click that bitch,
because we got a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff, not just one trick pony. We got a lot of stuff going.
Yeah, we might have to start doing like shout outs to all your subscribers, since it's like a lower amount until it builds up. Just start shouting them out in the beginning, like shout outs to so and so. Might fucking draw more. But hell yeah, shout out to all you guys. You guys are amazing.
You guys be safe, be nice to each other. It's the holidays coming up. Make sure to be nice, be safe. So yeah, Shnerdcast.